All right, boys and girls, let's talk about some parent functions today. We're going to be dealing with the square root and the cube root parent functions. What I have drawn right here, that's both of them. So here, the square root function, that's what it looks like. Square root of 0 is 0, square root of 1 is 1, square root of 4 is 2, square root of 9 is 3. Domain is everything bigger than 0, including 0. Range, same thing. You could also write this as x is greater than or equal to 0, and y is greater than or equal to 0. For the cube root of x, that's this guy. That is the cube root of any number. So that's why our domain and range are both all real numbers. Negative infinity to positive infinity, however you want to say that. So negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2 are our y values. That's that picture. We're going to be moving a lot of this stuff around today. We're going to be using our transformation rules. Our transformation rules are right here, so go ahead and pause it, and I'm going to talk about it. Okay, our general form. This is what everything's based off of for square root and cube root. So anytime a is a big number, and we're talking about the absolute value, so take away the negative. It's negative. So 5, 10, 14, 27, 32, whatever. It's a vertical stretch. If it's a fraction, so 1/5, 1/7, whatever, then it's a compression. Now that's opposite for b. On the inside here, if it's a big number, it's actually compression sideways. And if it's a big number, if it's a fraction, then it acts like a big number. It stretches it out, widens it. If it's a negative number on the outside, then it reflects across the x-axis. If it's a negative number on the inside, then it reflects across the y-axis. So what this looks like, normally for square root, it looks like this. Well, if it reflects across the x-axis, it would look like this. The y-axis, excuse me. And reflect across the x-axis, it would look like this. Okay, so x-axis, that is this axis, so that would be your, like this guy, and then y-axis would be like that. Okay, last thing is our shifting. So if we're talking about k, that's easy. If it's a positive number, it goes up, negative number goes down. But here, if h is positive, so we're talking about this guy right here, it moves to the right. So put a star by this or asterisk or something, it's opposite what we think would happen. If it's a minus, it actually goes to the right. And if it's a plus, it moves to the left. And what we see here when when it's negative, on the inside of these parentheses right there, it actually becomes plus. And so that's when we see just one plus sign, but it's opposite still. Okay, got a couple examples here. Number 3, it might be beneficial to draw the parent function first. So remember, 0, 0, 1, 1, 4, 2, and 9, 3. So 0, 0, 1, 1, 4, 2, 9, 3. Our transformations, before we draw a parent function, or before we draw our new function, minus 4 means go to the right 4. Down 2, negative 2. So that means I'm going to take every x value and add 4 units to that. I take every y value and subtract 2 units. Just one, sorry. Just one. So that means we're moving each order pair 4 to the right and down 2. So there's my first one, 4, negative 2. The next one, 5, negative 1. Next one, 8, 0. And lastly, 13, 1. Alrighty. Domain is going to be everything bigger than or equal to negative 4, or positive 4, excuse me. And my range is everything bigger than or equal to negative 2. So everything bigger than or equal to 4, everything bigger than or equal to negative 2, like that. Okay? I'm going to skip 4. It's cube root, excuse me. And our transformation, minus 2, means to the right 2. Okay, so I'll let you do that. You might want to draw your parent function, and then everything is going to move over 2, so it's probably going to look something like that. Number 5. The transformations, we got 3 of them. It's square root again, so if it helps you, awesome, do this. If it doesn't help you, then no need to do it. Okay? Your world. But you be sure you get this, so whatever you got to do to understand it, more power to you. All right, our transformations, we got 3 of them, like I said. First one, minus 4, that goes down 4. We got that. Plus 2, that goes to the left 2, and then negatives on the outside, so it flips across the x-axis. All right, I'm just going to draw a little arrow for flipping. All right, so the first thing, left 2, so that means we're subtracting 2 units from my x's, so -2, -1, 2, and 7. Then for my y values, it's going to go down 4. And then I'm going to flip it. So let's flip it actually first, and then we'll subtract 4. So if I can't flip 0, so I'm just going to subtract 4 from that. If I flip 1, up here it's going to be -1. Then I subtract 4, and it becomes -5. The reason I'm subtracting 4 is because this down 4 here. 2 becomes -2, then I subtract 4 and get -6. 3, get me -3, then I subtract 4, get -7. So, let's see here. I got -2, -4, -1, -5, 2, -6, and 7, -7. Boom. Domain is going to be everything bigger than -2 there. So -2 to infinity. And my range is, actually, this is kind of awkward, -infinity to -4. That one's tough because we're going bottom to top always. Domain left to right, range bottom to top. All right, 6 and 7, we're asked to go backwards. I'm going to give you the answers, see if you can do this. Okay, so pause it. All right, so our answers are going to be y equals the square root of x plus 2. Reason why is it's square root, so I need my square root, not my cube root, and then it went left 2. Domain is from 2 to infinity. My range is from 0 to infinity. I'm struggling with my infinity signs today. Sorry about that. Number 7, it's cube root. So y equals the cube root of x. I went down 2, and then, oh yeah, it flipped. So you can put the minus sign here or minus sign there. Domain is going to be all real numbers for every single cube root function in the range, same thing. All real numbers, -infinity to positive infinity. The last 4 here, a little tricky just because they're asking us to do something that is kind of awkward. On 8 and 9, we got to factor out a -5. So I get x minus 3 right there. And same thing here, we're going to factor out a 2. So I get x plus 2. There we go. So from there, we have to list transformations. So the first one, I think we got the right 3 part. The next one was a compression of 5. So compression of 5. And then lastly, and that's a horizontal compression, by the way. If you want to write horizontally, that's cool. All right, horiz. And then lastly, the -5 flips it across the y-axis. So y-axis reflection. I can't. That's terrible. Reflect. Boom. Cool. Number 9, same idea. It went left 2. And then the 2 is the compression again. If it was a fraction, it would be a stretch, but it's not. 10 and 11, last thing here. If we start at y equals x minus 3, so there, and then it goes to x plus 2, then that means it went left 5 units. Same idea, this is the same thing underneath the cube root, so it's going to go left 5. And then if it starts at 1, goes down to 3, then it went down 4. Okay, good luck. Nice to have some lessons again. We'll see you next time.